guys. So today we are going to discuss about differential equations. So let's see what is the meaning of these differential equations. What is the definitions? So the definitions. So it is an equations involving the derivative of a dependent variable with respect to one or more independent variable is called what? It's called differential equations. So let's see something. So let's see the definitions. So it is an equations involving the derivative of a dependent variable. Here I'm using a of a dependent variable, only one, right? With respect to the one or more. Here it comes one or more. A dependent variable is called differential equations. So I'll give an example about this first. Let's see. See, like you see, one is called dependent variable, one is independent variable. So I'll see dy by dx equal to x log x. Here, how many variables are there? Yes, two are there, x and the y. So which one is the independent variable? Which one is the another independent variable? Yes, y is the dependent variable. Here we say y is the dependent variable. And what about x? X is the independent variable. So independent variable. Okay, so how many independent variables are there? Only one. How many dependent variables are there? Only one. Yeah, so that means the definitions, according to definitions, this equation is valid. So we can say it's a differential equations. So I'll give more example. This one I'll give more example. This is the example. Z d square dx dy plus d square equal to 0. So let's see something here. So how many variable are there? Yeah, x, we see x and the y, right? We see x, also y also, z also. So which one is the dependent variable, which one is the independent variable? Yeah, here z is the dependent variable. Z is the dependent variable. That is the dependent variable because of this. Okay, this is a dependent variable, and this remaining x and the y, this x and the y is the what? Independent variable. The independent variable. Okay, so let's see something. How many dependent variable are there? Only one. Yes, valid. Second, so how many independent variable are there in these equations? There is two independent variable. That is x and the y, right? So this also valid, is a good example of differential equations. So we can see something, we can conclude with something that any equations is an equation, right? It's an equations involving the derivative of dependent variable, right? The derivative of dependent variable with respect to independent variable. It can be one or two. It can be one or two, x or maybe y. Y is the z is the dependent variable. So in an equation involving the derivative of a dependent variable with respect to the one or more dependent variable is called differential equation, right? So this is the first thing, and you can note down something which is very important. You can note down something which is very important. Okay, so we can write down dy by dx in this way, or in this way, or in this way, or maybe second derivative of y with respect to x, you can write down in this way, or this way, or third derivative of y with respect to x, we can write down in this way, or this, or this. So this is you need to know, because instead of using this dy by dx, derivative of y with respect to x, So it's better to use this with the symbol, right? So this is the important things. We're gonna use this in every topic about the differential equations, instead of using dy by dx or dy, like instead of this differentiation. Okay, so let's look into something. So what are the types? So what are the types of the differential equation? What are the type of differential equations and equations? So we have two types. We have another type. One is called ordinary differential equations, and another is called partial differential equations. Here we have two differential equations. So let's see the first one. Ordinary differential equations. So let's see what is the meaning of these ordinary differential equations. So I'll write down definitions. And is an equations. It's an equations involving the derivative of a dependent variable. Okay, here it also said a dependent variable. Here it's not saying two. Here we are saying only a dependent variable with respect to a single independent variable. Here we are not saying two, right? We are saying with respect to a single independent variable. That means there should be only one dependent variable and one single dependent variable. That is called ordinary differential equations. Okay, so I already gave an example before. Also I'll give you another one again. Example, dy by dx, x log x. Here we have y also. This is the independent variable. Okay, so let me write down properly. This is the what? Independent variable. Okay, my spelling may be wrong. Okay, find y is equal to dependent variable. Okay, so this is independent variable, this is dependent variable, right? So how many dependent variable, how many independent variable are there? Only one, right? So that means this kind of equation, this kind of differential equation is called what? Ordinary differential equations, right? And the second thing, what about the second type? That is partial differential equations. So here it is an equations involving the derivative of a dependent variable. Okay, dependent variable with respect to what? With respect to, do you think it's gonna be only one? No, it can be, should be more than one dependent variable. Only after that it will be called as what? Partial differential equations, right? Here we are saying it should be more than one independent variable. So I'll give an example. This is the example where there will be a more than one should be more than one, right? Should be more than one independent variable. So here, let's see something. We have x, y, z. We already know that this is two are the independent variable and z is the dependent variable. So how many independent variable are there? It's more than one. There is two. We have two independent variable. So this equation's valid. Why? Because there is one dependent variable and we have more than one independent variable. So this equation is considered as a partial differential equations. So then let's see something in the last in the previous example, right? So tell me what is this? What kind of differential equation this example number 1? Here we have only one dependent variable, we have only one independent variable, only one, right? So this is called what? We can call this a ordinary differential equations. So can I say ODE, short form, right? The first one is the ODE, ordinary differential equations. What about the second example? Here they're involving of more than one independent variable, like because there is two independent variable, that means more than one independent variable and one dependent variable. So these equations valid for partial differential equations. Okay, partial differential equations. So you got the meaning, right? So this is the definition of differential equations, and we discuss what is the definition of differential equations, and we have discussed the two types of the differential equations. That one is ordinary differential equations, one is partial differential equation, and we already give an example already, and we have seen the criteria what is required, right? So this is the main topic that we need to know in the beginning. So further we are going to discuss more about. So in the next video we'll discuss more deeply about this ordinary differential equations, and we'll discuss more about partial differential equations, and we are going to solve different questions about this. Okay, so for today we're going to end this video. Thank you.